So, a lot of people, are hesitant to get into the space because they might think it takes a long time to get to a point where it can make money, or maybe they don't have powerful enough why to get them started so that, their passion can push them through. So I'm curious, just from a high level, whatever you're most comfortable with, do you mind
Mhm.
sharing, like your, like, I guess the income, the financial
Yeah.
situation, just like, how you're making money doing what you're doing. Just, it can be just sources or however
Yeah,
granular you're willing
I'm happy.
to be.
I'm an open book, bro. Listen, man, this is the second business that I build. It takes 2 years. Like it takes 2 years to make money in a brand new business, at least a brand new business that you're inventing, right? Like when I showed up to Miami as the green building expert, Miami, I had come from California. I was landing from outer space, right? And it took me about 2 years to get it so profitable that my biggest client decided to buy me out instead of continue to pay my services, right? As a contractor. Now, I took this very deliberate commitment to building a business based on something that I love doing, that I'm really really good at, that drives the business, right? And I took that 90-day purposeful pause to figure out what the end point was going to be, not making money. And I'll tell you right now, for the last about year, it's been savings, right, which we had. And then about 6 months into it, my wife got a job, and that kind of like kept us at break even so I could build this business. Um, so as I iterated through, it took me 90 days to figure out what my purpose was. Then that was like end of March was those 90 days. Then July was the first time I got a client where I was like selling community, right? Like, and that was Brendan Kane, right? We've had this conversation.
Yeah.
Um,
He was a
then
guest on the podcast.
that's right. He was a guest on the podcast.
Yeah.
Then, the Brendan Kane thing, to be perfectly honest, was not the product for him. I think there was some great value that he got out of it. I got a lot of value in that I reformulated what my product is supposed to be, as not, nobody buys community on Monday morning. What they're buying is content marketing. What they're buying is, like sales or whatever. So I reformulated it as a methodology for sales and content marketing. And then December 30th, I signed my biggest client, which is like my success story that I'm sure we're going to talk about, JWB. And at that point, I was able to get $6,500 a month from that client, right? And the whole time I was like, I need to get to the point where I'm making $7,000 a month, roughly, right? Like for us to live. Once my wife got a job, that number just becomes how we can really increase our livelihood. And again, once I signed JWB, it became all about, I need to make sure that this JWB thing is as good and as valuable as possible for JWB. So my first 3 months on that contract, I had one subcontractor for $3,750 a month, one for $1,000 a month, and I was just making a little sliver of a little bit over $1,000 a month on it. I had a couple of other clients that I was doing other things for, so that is supplementing the income. But this is what really drives my business, right? So, and I did that because I wanted to make sure that that 3 month contract became a 3 year contract, right? So,
Yeah.
again, left money on the table to make sure that I was serving at my highest capacity. And now, as the year has gone on, everything that I was paying outsourcing, I have built in capabilities internally, and I've been proving the methodology to the point where it's been an undoubtedly super smash grand slam home run success. And now I'm at a point where I have a company that operates at around $3,500 a month, and I have clients that are bringing in about 11,000 a month. And I just signed two clients at $7,500 a month that don't add anything to my cost of operation. So from here
Wow.
on out, up until probably about like 5, 6 clients at $7,500 a month, I'm not adding costs. So my financial projections is that by the end of Q2 of this year, I'm netting around 40 to 50 grand a month.